local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
We welcome you inside the new Lloydminster Nissan, home of the half-price oil change all April long. Call 780-875-3555 and book your oil change today. Plus, get 20% off on brakes, and that includes parts and labor. And at the new Lloydminster Nissan, we are blowing out the remaining 2024 vehicles at cost right now. There's not a whole lot of them, but we do have some great-looking Pathfinders, including some Rock Creeks. We have two 2024 Armadas and a couple of Frontiers as well. In fact, one that I am driving right now. So check out your next vehicle here at the new Lloydminster Nissan and get into a 2024 at cost. Kenny Mack joins us this morning, and we're excited to launch a new contest together. Plus, we have Stephanie Munro here. She's joining us this morning with details on the Sunrise Run. It's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has two locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Sundays to make filling your big blue jugs a whole lot quicker and easier. And for great tasting water right from your tap, call the Superior Water team and ask about the under the sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because, after all, it is Superior Water. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday from 8 to 6, and Saturdays and Sundays 10 to 5. And of course, they have a coin-operated location just off Highway 17 South, right by 7-Eleven. The 19th Annual Kid Scotty Dinner Theater runs April 11th through 13th with the evening performances on Friday and Saturday and an afternoon performance on Sunday. You can get tickets for Pistols and Posies by calling Julie at 780-808-1217. And Alex Russell, who will play one of the mobsters in the performance, says there are a lot of tickets left, particularly for Sunday.
So Saturday is almost sold out. There are a couple spots we could fit 1 to 2 people, but other than that, it's completely sold out. Friday's still pretty good. We got a few open tables here, some of 8, some of 10, and then a few spots where we could fit between 1 to 5 people. And then as far as Sunday goes, there's still a lot of availability there. We sold about 140 tickets so far, but still a lot of opportunity to get out on that.
Tomorrow is the 12-hour Play It Forward hockey game for Border City Connects. I'll be broadcasting on YouTube. It starts at 9 a.m. It ends at 9 p.m. at the Service Sports Center. Each of the 48 players taking part have to raise a minimum of $500 to play. And Aaron Buckingham told us that the players compete not only on the ice, but off the ice as well.
There is a prize for most funds raised, and typical of the good-hearted, wonderful-natured people that play in the game, I've never given the prize out. It's been donated back to the organization towards the total goal. So that's, it just tells you the kind of people that are out doing this kind of thing.
You can go to BorderCityConnects.com to donate to your favorite player. The future of women's hockey is coming to Lloydminster for the 2025 SO Cup. From April 20th to 26th, watch the host Lloydminster Steelers face off against 5 regional champions, all from across Canada, of course, at the Centennial Civic Centre. Full event ticket packages are on sale right now. They start at $90. Visit hockeycanada.ca/SO Cup to get your tickets and be there when Canada's under-18 club champions are crowned. Umbrella Marketing Design is proud to present Elevate 2025 on May 10th, a day designed for young women ages 12 to 18 and their mother figures to develop life skills and keep them safe. Guest speakers include local individuals presenting empowerment sessions on everything from physical health to protecting yourself on social media. The keynote speaker is Jess Tatu, who will be sharing her inspiring stories. She left home when she was 15 and built an empire around the Just For You day spas. For tickets, which include lunch, go to umbrella-inc.ca. Green Shirt Day is Monday, and the Lloydminster Lions are Green Shirt ambassadors in support of organ donations. Ray and Shelley Tatro joined us and are looking forward to Monday, but also looking forward to Saturday, when they'll be hanging out and handing out information and pins at the Border City Farmers Market at the Service Sports Center.
We'll be set up. We did last year. Worked out to be a wonderful place because you got all your little hockey players there, right? And they're the ones interested in this. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the young people.
Yeah. Oh, they were coming over and looking, and that's perfect. It's a great age to, you know, for them to stop and think about this, what it means.
I want to say congratulations to the organizers of Rock for a Cure, which was held 2 weeks ago at the Lloydminster exhibition. Organizers have announced the 16th annual Rock for a Cure was a huge success, raising $25,000, and that money stays right here in our area to help those fighting cancer. I think you know a little bit about that, Stephanie.
Yeah, for sure.
They got care packages that they're doing.
Yeah,
now
so every single patient that comes into the Lloydminster Hospital that's receiving chemotherapy will get a comfort care package, and from the funds raised through I Love Alberta Boobs and the Rock for a Cure. So
It was a good night. That was a really
excellent.
good night.
Yeah, for sure. They do a lot of good work.
Lloydminster Girl Guides are holding their 82nd annual, imagine that, 82nd annual Strawberry Tea and Bake Sale this Saturday from 2 to 4. That happens at St. John's Anglican Church. They'll have baked goods, Girl Guide cookies, and door prizes, and tickets are just $5, and they're available at the door. Lloydminster Exhibition has their Spring Rare and Exotic Sale this Saturday. Starts at 10 a.m. Everyone is welcome. There is no admission, and you can bid on, well, check out a variety of animals. You don't have to bid on them. You can check them out. But there's a variety of birds that includes everything from fancy chickens to bunnies, miniature horses, goats, and geckos. We'll be heading out this afternoon to deliver another dozen signature cupcakes to one special caregiver. So get your nominations in for the next edition of Cupcakes for Caregivers, presented by Sobeys Lloydminster and Lloydminster and District United Way. Caregivers are often overlooked, and what Cupcakes for Caregivers it does is it is a way to recognize their commitment, and all the caregivers in our community and surrounding area are eligible. So get your nominations in and help us recognize those unsung heroes. Everybody from professional caregivers like doctors and nurses to family members taking care of each other to specialized caregivers like home care staff and things like that. We're excited to celebrate these incredible individuals, and if once again you know a deserving individual, send us an email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to launch a brand new Shop Local contest with local businessman Kenny Mack.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
They're committed, certified, reliable, and will help you get your life back. BioClean Disaster Services. They're Lloydminster's local restoration company. They're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. So when fire, flood, any kind of disaster hits your home, think about the people who support local the most, and that is BioClean Disaster Services at 1-833-246-8326. And not only that, they're going to take care of you and your family. That's what they do, because taking care of your belongings and your property, of course, is important. But what really stands out for BioClean Disaster Services is the way they take care of you and your family. 1-833-246-8326. We welcome you back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan. We are excited to have Stephanie Munro joining us, and in just a few minutes we're going to talk about the Sunrise Run, which I'm taking part in this year.
Excellent.
With the Legion's putting in a team.
Yeah, they have quite a big team in, actually.
So I'll be helping the Legion. And we have Kenny Mack joining us as we launch a brand new contest this morning that I was excited to talk to Kenny about one day. I'm like, I'm heading out to the it was the Spring Sport and Leisure Show.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm going to head in and talk to Kenny. And who's walking out as I'm walking in? I'm like, well, there goes my chance to talk to Kenny. Well, I talked about this contest. He was like, yeah, sure, whatever, call me. So then we set up this contest. So Kenny has KM Artesian Hot Sauce. And you started KM Artesian Hot Sauce when?
It was 2020, yeah.
So
About 2020. It was before COVID, a little before COVID.
yeah, it must have been 2019 then.
Or it might have been 19. I think I incorporated in August of 2020.
So when you came to see us last time, it was just kind of taken off. Like we had interviewed you when we were at the other store, and you had it was just starting to take off. What's changed for Kenny Mack now? How have you grown? I know this for one thing.
Yes. We were joking before we started, and it was a little bit of an inside joke. But yeah, lots has changed, Kurt. Like it never was supposed to be something that was going to be commercially available. Like I just did it just for the love of it, and I started with fermenting peppers, and I really liked it like that. And then I would bottle it in these flip top beer containers that I'd kept from years before and given away to friends, and friends loved it, and I was kind of refining it, and then fast forward a whole bunch, like it's turned into this thing where by the end of this year I'll be like doing the hot sauce and full time as I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna really quit my other job, just because I think once you get to the point where other people are making your sauces, like, what are you going to do? Rather just going to sit in an office and watch YouTube videos all day. There's only so many times you can do that. But I love to create, so we'll never stop having new flavors. And I've been getting into rubs and spices, and I've just given you the brand new one that was released just before the trade show, and it's the brisket beef rub. And so not everybody loves hot sauce, but everybody loves food, or at least has to eat food. So that will make your food taste better if you're one of those people that don't like to cook.
So where did you get, I don't expect you to tell us your recipe, but where did you get it? Like, is this something you tried and failed on, Like, how long did it take you to develop a recipe?
Yeah, well, a lot of times I'll get an idea online or whatever, and there'll be like some kind of recipe for, I don't know, let's just say Cajun rub or something, and then I'll be like, well, that looks kind of good. I think I was built with the internal knowledge of basic chemistry of food. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I just know I have good ideas of what will taste good together. And when I stumble upon an ingredient that I'd never heard before or tasted before, it excites me, because I keep that in the back of my head. I'm going to use that a little bit later. And yeah, but to answer your question, it's tweaking. And this one here that just came out, I think, was 5 or 6 different tweaks. I started with a base recipe, which, like, brisket rubs are all over the board. A lot of people just like salt, pepper. A lot of people like it sweet. A lot of people. So basically, you can make it how you would like it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna make it how I would like it. So I threw a bunch of stuff together and gave it to a couple buddies. Like, I'm really good friends with the owners of Culligan Waterworld, and so they took it home, tried it out, and I actually got to try a brisket, because I haven't gotten into smoking quite yet. I smoke jerky and stuff, but I haven't got a smoker yet, but I will be getting one soon. And it was delicious, and I figured just a little bit more salt. So I tweaked it up a little bit more salt. There's a bunch of good stuff in there. All the salt that I use is unrefined sea salt, no additives whatsoever. It's just sodium, that's it. And a bunch of other stuff, gluten-free. It's important to me that they're gluten-free as well, because there's just so much awareness about, the dangers of gluten to so many of our population. It's just unbelievable. So I just rather, you can boast that you don't have gluten in your stuff now. But I might come out with one that has extra gluten.
You had a question?
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, so it's a brisket rub, but we do have a lot of people out there that are vegetarians. So just wondering, you could probably take that spice, add it with a little bit of oil, water,
Oh, yeah.
make a vinaigrette really easily, and throw that on your salad, and probably really tasty, hey?
Yes, and that brings me into the next idea, I guess it's, it says it's a beef brisket rub seasoning, but exactly what you said, I do all the time with my salads. Like I'll even add a little bit of the cherry or the fireberry hot sauce, and absolutely, it's not just for beef or brisket. Like, put it on your eggplant. Like, it's so good just on like, when you cut up carrots and it's a little bit wet, you sprinkle some of that on there, dip it in your ranch or whatever. Like, it's so good. You gotta try it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't
On
eat any
skewers,
kind
too.
of meats. Oh, skewers. It's really an all-purpose seasoning.
Well, I have some from Cliff Roast for Close
The
that you made
GSP.
for Dave.
Yes. So he really loved the GSP, the garlic, salt, pepper. I call it the ultimate GSP, the champion of your cupboard. And he really loved it. And actually, he's ordered 2 already. He just goes through it, like he just gives them away to everybody. If you don't know Dave Schneider, he's one of the most generous, amazing men out there. Like, he's just a great guy, and he gives the stuff to everybody. And he always tells me, like, man, people just love this GSP, and it's just garlic, salt, pepper, a couple other little things in there, and it's very good. Like, it's an all-purpose as well. So I'm glad you like it, because it's hard to please you.
It is not hard to please me. Although I'm not a hot sauce guy, so
Well,
I
Heather did
appreciate
tell
you getting
me.
into the rub.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. But last time we talked to you, you were still making it out of your house.
Is that right?
Yep. Last time we
Oh,
talked
wow.
to you, you
That
were
was a
telling
long
me the
time
last
ago.
time we talked to you, you said, my goal is to someday be able to do this full time and not have to do it out of my house because it's a lot of labor.
Yeah. It is a lot of labor. I'm not gonna lie.
So when did you stop doing it out of your house?
Oh, before I did my first farmer's market, I did it at a commercial kitchen, which was great because we used to have a commercial kitchen at our church. And so that was fantastic. They would just really go easy on me as far as the rent goes, and just go in there one day or whatever, haul all my stuff and just kind of cook it. And so now I use a commercial kitchen in town as well. And part of the regulations, and I get it, you never know how somebody's house is, right? Like, is this person's house sanitary? If it's a government inspected commercial kitchen, I mean, chances are it's a lot more, will be loose. Like, a lot of these kitchens aren't exactly 100%, but if you do everything that you can do to be safe, then you're providing a sample of something that people need to eat. It needs to be. So I would say, like, shortly after I started, it must have been really early. Must have been the old labels and stuff. It was quite a while ago, though.
Yeah, maybe you were, like, what are you doing now?
Now I'm just renting a kitchen, just as as we go. And I don't have a kitchen on my own. So the next goals, we'll say, for the next time that I'm on the show, I want to have my own kitchen, my own facility. So in the same spot where there's a warehouse where I can store, I can ship out of, and that kind of thing. But right now, I'm renting a warehouse in town with an office, and it's really great. But it's not the same place as where the kitchen is. So, but it's taken off. People love hot sauce, and they love putting stuff in their mouths.
How long are you doing it? How many days a week are you making hot sauce?
Well, it's really sporadic, but I have a full-time job, which, pays the bills and whatnot. So it's basically after work I'm working. So I'm really busy these days, just kind of working a lot after work and that kind of thing. So, and then I'll take a Saturday if I can, or if I need to, or a Sunday or whatever, just kind of here and there. So like I'm almost never home. But there's an end game. So, you know, it's not, I don't think a person can really keep up that lifestyle for years and years, at least not healthy anyway. But it's good and it's fun work because you're making something that you love. Like, you know, I have this passion for music and it seems like I've developed this new passion as well. So it's probably quite safe to consider the idea I may not become a famous country music superstar. But you know, I mean, it helps get the word out for the hot sauce and that kind of thing. And I still do it because I love it. And yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, Stephanie, but when I heard Kenny Mac had a hot sauce, like, what? Kenny Mac? But Kenny Mac's a singer.
Right?
Right? Like, what do you mean Kenny Mac is a singer? Like, I had no idea you're a multi-talented guy. Like, it's not like I get invited over to your house for supper or anything. Like, if you're moving, sure, I get invited. But I don't get...
I moved one time. You're the only guy that helped me. Thanks, buddy.
But you can get it on your website, but you can also get it in the stores now as well.
Yes. So Culligan Water here in town, they stock all of the flavors, which is really fun because there's a lot of flavors. Like including the rubs, we have like 15 different flavors. So 13 hot sauces, and the reason I say that is because it'll come into play a little bit later here. Cliff Rose for Clothes, they also sell. We've just gotten into home hardware here in town.
That's pretty exciting.
It is, yeah. It's very exciting. And Farmstead Market in Kitscoty, they're really good at selling our stuff too.
Well, they got a great store there.
They're awesome there.
That's
You
the
could spend
second
2
time
hours
that's the second time this week that store has come up on our show.
there. Wow.
Yes.
So have you considered like allowing businesses to buy it and having their branded logo? It would still say KM on there, but I know a long time ago, like Weatherford and different
Yeah.
places used to.
Bandit had their sausage.
And they
Diamond Seven.
had sauces. They had spices from people, and so that would be their giveaway, their swag. It would be the Kenny Mac Artisan Hot Sauce, but it had just like their logo wrap around it too.
I'm so glad you asked that question because we probably wouldn't have gone into that. Cliff Rose for Clothes has actually ordered some, and that's what he gives away. TJ Altman, he also had ordered some.
He's a big supporter of yours, yeah.
Yeah, Double Edge Rentals, they have promotional GSP as well, and yeah, a couple more. So yes, we definitely will do that. And there's a couple I talked to at the trade show that I'm to get back to here real shortly. But definitely, if you're looking for a different kind of a promotional item because people have enough Frisbees, absolutely call me or get a hold of me on the website, through the website or Facebook or Instagram, and I will hook you up. We have, I mean, really reasonable prices, different sizes. You can pick any hot sauce, or if you have, your grandma has a rhubarb jam, we could turn that into a hot sauce too. Like whatever it is, and it'd be exclusive. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, what's your most popular flavor?
What do you think the most popular?
Dill pickle, by far.
How about you? What do you think? I'll put you on the spot. Hey.
I'd say maybe the GSP, garlic salt and pepper.
Okay, so the dill pickle is like 30% of all sales.
So it's number one.
Number one by far. By far. However, Hickory Farms picked us up this last Christmas season for 32 stores across Canada, and they picked 2 flavors, the scorpion sauce and the dill pickle sauce, and they sold equally, which I was shocked at. So across Canada, it sold equally, but everywhere else, it's like dill pickle is, and maybe that's because we're promoting it, because around here, people are crazy about pickles. Like, I swear, if you made a pickle soap, people would buy it. Challenge out there, somebody make pickle soap.
Yeah. How does that feel knowing people right across the country are eating your hot sauce? And you started it going, I like to play around.
It's awesome, man. Like, it's such an amazing, like, it's a gift from God for sure, 100%. Like, you can't have a person just out of the blue making all these fantastic recipes just out of your head, like out of nowhere, right? So I love it. It's so exciting. And when I make a new flavor and I get to like contact the testers, if you like hot sauce, you'd be one of my testers. But anyway, it's so exciting to me when I hear the feedback, right? Because I don't care if it's negative or positive. I just want real truth, right? Like this is way too salty or whatever. Like, and it's so much fun to retweak. And those I'll create at home because, you know, like it's not going to be sold anywhere. I know that I'm fairly clean enough that no one's going to get sick from my, my stuff at home or whatever, you know, so.
Fair.
Well, I have a niece that's just, all of a sudden, she just loves hot. So, yeah, all of a sudden, everything, like, it's just like, oh, I can't believe it, because, like, me, I can't, anything spicy, I don't know, it's just me. But I know how popular it is, because you gave me something to take to my family.
Oh,
You're like,
yes.
take this to the lake and try it.
Yeah.
So I know how popular it is. I know how quickly you can go through it. And there's a new, I wouldn't say it's a new trend, but everybody wants to shop local. Like everybody wants to shop local, and you should shop local. As much as you can shop local, you definitely should. It's not always possible to shop local, but I've been on this bandwagon for quite a few years now. I'm trying to tell people that it's, you know, if I buy Kenny Mac hot sauce, Kenny Mac makes money. Kenny Mac gives it to the Health Foundation. The Health Foundation makes people's lives better. If I buy Kenny Mac hot sauce, he comes into Nissan, he buys a new car. That kind of thing. Maybe he goes to another dealership in Lloyd, but he keeps his money.
That's a
local.
ripple effect
It's
in
a
our
ripple
community.
effect over and over and over
Sure.
again. So when I was looking at, I wanted to do a contest around Shop Local, and I thought, you know what, a guy who is really local is Kenny Mac. You started everything right here in Lloydminster, in your kitchen. I called Kenny, said, let's do a new contest. Let's do a spring sizzler. You know, the KM and KP spring sizzler contest. So we're giving away a brand new 5 grill barbecue, 5 burner barbecue. It's Canadian made. We did the
Canadian made.
research to make sure we bought it from a Canadian store, and it was a Canadian made barbecue. So we're excited to give that away. But the other huge part about this is you can win Kenny Mac hot sauce for a year.
A year.
Tell us what that prize, because I was like, so
What's that look like?
what would be hot sauce for a year? What do you think? I'm
that like one bottle a
like
month?
one bottle a month, like 12 bottles. Kenny's like, oh no. We got it. So tell us what you're giving away for for hot sauce for a year.
So I was the same thing. Like as soon as you called me, I was like, yes, we got to do it. That's a fantastic idea. A barbecue too, and hot sauce for a year. I was like, how much hot sauce in a year? Like that's so sporadic, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I talk to people that have like Tabasco sauce in the fridge for like 3 years. Like, so one bottle. Woo, yeah, that's great. So I was thinking, I have 13 flavors of hot sauce. If you go through one every 2 weeks, that'll take you 26 bottles for a full year. So that's what we're gonna do. 2 full lines of our hot sauce, so that you'll get 2 bottles of each flavor times 13, and that should do you a year. And if it doesn't, come see me and we'll give you a discount on like your 27th bottle. Why are you eating 27 bottles?
Yeah, I had the guys over from work. We went through.
And that, that's okay. My wife was probably laughing right now if she's watching this, because you should see our fridge. Like our last fridge didn't open properly because there's too much hot sauce in the door. And I know it sounds like a joke.
Maybe we should have given away a fridge too. To store it in.
Yes, we're very excited to announce this.
Yeah.
It was really hard to keep it quiet. And yeah, it was all Kurt's brainchild, and he does really, if you wonder, he loves this community probably as much as anybody that I've ever met. So you do a lot for the community, and it says a lot for your character, and you've been around since, how long have we known each other for? Man.
At least 2000.
And you were here before I got here, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was here when you were living. We lived close to each other, actually.
yeah,
I
lived in
lived
a
on
little
49th
duplex.
Street, and you lived just off 50th Avenue.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and so I helped you move. I remember helping you move.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. I'll never
That
forget.
the one time.
I helped him move,
But I don't
and
know.
I've never let him forget it.
You know what? I'm gonna have you over for supper, you and Heather, okay? So I'll be contacting you. I was like, why don't we ever have you over for? My wife absolutely loves entertaining, like it's her favorite thing in the world. So
And she works with my cousin at at the.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah,
Bordering
Krista,
Sweets, too.
yes.
Works with Krista, too.
Absolutely. So we'll
Yeah.
have you and Heather over. No hot sauce, because my wife can't eat the hot sauce either.
She can't either, eh?
No, so
Like,
it's
is it-
safe in the
She
fridge.
just doesn't like hot sauce. She's not a
No,
hot sauce
she's
person.
just, she's like you. She's just never like, it's just not for her. Like,
But-
sometimes like pepper is just too hot, right? Like, so, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So what you got to do is, we've got the poster. Faye has been showing you the poster, and you'll see that on both of our pages. We would like you to follow us on social media. We'd like you to tag somebody. We'd like you to share it around, just to make sure that everybody knows. The biggest thing for us is that we're getting out that shopping local is the most important thing.
Amen.
That's what we're trying to do, is just spread that message, shop local, support your neighbors. When you do that, it goes a long, long way.
So
Like
when-
Stephanie said, a ripple effect. So you
Yeah.
can enter today, starting today.
So when does it end?
When is the
May
draw?
1st, May 1st.
And how do you win?
So what we'll do is we'll put the names in a draw, and then we'll just bang, and we'll do it live right here on Live with Kurt Price. So we'll have a winner right here on Live with Kurt Price. Somebody's going to win the barbecue, which, by the way, is sitting in my garage right now.
Oh,
So
tempting, eh?
it's all wrapped up. When I bought it, they were like, "It's the last one we have. It's the last model we have." So
Maybe we could try it out live.
maybe we should right here. Yeah.
We'll do a brisket.
You gotta get a smoker too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so that'll come out later today. And if you share it around and just help us spread the word, that goes a long way as well. Even if you just bought a barbecue, help us spread the shop local word around. And the more followers we get on social media, we appreciate that as well. I mean, my business obviously runs on social media,
Yeah.
so I appreciate all the shares and all the likes and the followers that we get on social
Us
media.
too.
So.
Like having social media engagement with someone who has just purchased a hot sauce or won one or whatever. I absolutely love to see like people's meals with it in there. Or it's just, I don't know, it just excites me. Like I love to connect with the people that that like our products, that like our stuff, and you too. I mean, you can never ask too many questions on social media. Like you're never bugging us if you had a question or something like that, you know.
I always hear people say, well, social media can get you in trouble, but it can also be a wonderful thing
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Absolutely.
So, appreciate it, Kenny. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Kurt.
We're excited to launch that
All right,
contest.
I'm excited to have you over for supper.
I'm excited too, yeah. We'll take a break, and when we come back,
You too.
we're going to talk about the Sunrise Run, which is coming up on May the 10th.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at LNA CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LNA CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LNA CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more. made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
The brand new community of Wellings Lloydminster lives life to the fullest. At Wellings, their mission is to enable connection, build community, and enrich the lives of their 55 plus members. Discover a new way of living and retirement and experience more freedom with every choice you make. At Wellings of Lloydminster, independence speaks for itself. And the social opportunities outside your door are endless. Visit Wellings of Lloydminster at 3211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side and discover more at wellingsoflloydminster.com. Pleased to have Stephanie Munro joining us from the Lloydminster Regional Health Foundation this morning to talk about the Sunrise Run. It is a run which is raising funds, but also raising awareness for mental health. So thank you for being here, Stephanie.
Thanks so much for having me, Kurt. It's always great to be here with you and chat about our community and what's happening. So really excited to talk about what we're going to be speaking about today.
Sunrise Run, I just kind of blanked. There it is. It's for raising awareness and but in your words, tell us what.
Yeah, so, ever since, I don't know if you remember, but during COVID, we couldn't really hold events, couldn't really do anything. So in 2021, there was 24 individuals who ran for 12 hours on a treadmill to raise money for healthcare, right? So ever since then, Mikey Dubs and I have kind of had this thought in our head, what can we do for running outside, because it's so great for your mental health, right? And so we've always pondered, what can we do? What's everybody else not doing? And so this year we decided, we are going to just dive right in. And I first talked to the staff because we have our gala on April 25th and then we have a golf tournament in June, right? So we're pretty busy. And I said, well, if I bring in someone else to help us out, then can we do it? Absolutely, let's do it. So this run, it's called the Sunrise Run. Huge thank you to Synergy Credit Union for being our title sponsor on that. But what it's really about is it's not just a run. It's about building community. It's about building awareness. So it's a walk, it's a run, you're pushing your 85-year-old grandma in her wheelchair. It's getting your 2-year-old child to run on the tricycle while you walk, right? It's really about building the ability for us as a foundation to have more funds in our Project Sunrise and mental health fund so that we can help with more programs in our community surrounding mental health. So, go ahead.
Can you give us the backstory on the
so Project Sunrise was initiated by generous donation from the Klinger family. And so ever since then, the real project was to have mental health stabilization beds in our community. Unfortunately, that hasn't come to fruition yet. Hopefully, as we continue to advocate to the Saskatchewan and Alberta governments and health authorities, hopefully one day that will come to fruition in our community. Until then, we strive to, fill those gaps on where we can help out with anything mental health related. So, just off the top of my head, over the course of the last several years, jointly with United Way, we were able to help fund Border Bridge Counseling Service, which was a service that if you had a long wait time to get into a counselor, if you didn't have the funds to be able to access counseling, it is quite expensive to see a psychologist. That bridged the gap for you. So you were able to call Catholic Social Services, and so we funded it for 2 years jointly, and it was a huge success. Hopefully maybe a program we can continue to fund again if we raise enough money, right? Funding for both school divisions. Every grade 8 student in both the Catholic and public school division over the course of 2 years received 14 hours of in-class building mental wellness, mental health instruction. So it's about not just identifying in yourself if you maybe are having mental health issues, but also identifying in your neighbor, identifying in your best friend, identifying in your family, and different things to know how to build that mental wellness and give you that capacity. We've helped out residents in recovery. We help out, we now have every TV in the Lloydminster Hospital for the last year, and moving forward for the next year is just turned on. There's no fee. We no longer charge for TVs in the Lloydminster Hospital. It's covered through Project Sunrise. Because at that moment in time, those people in the hospital, even if it's just being able to turn on the TV, we've had mums text us after or send us a message via Facebook saying, thank you so much. I was able to catch the Rider game after I had my baby. that really meant a lot, and not having to go down and pay for it. So just those people in the hospital, you know, they're sitting in a room, there's 4 walls, and knowing that you don't have to pay for that TV and you have a little bit of entertainment just helps with their mental health. So helping with the home-based program,
Does it ever.
right? Yeah, so helping with the home-based program, the Olive Tree, so many different organizations, Border City Connects, that we help in the community that we're only able to with the generous support of Project Sunrise and through the generous support of our donors. We can't do anything that we do without our donors and our sponsors. So yeah, forever grateful for everything that they do.
How do you get involved?
So how you get involved, you can register at 321gorunning.ca. So it's race roster. And so you register through race roster, and you can, you get a t-shirt at the end, you get a medal at the end. And if you have a team of 4 or more to register, you can message us at info@lrhf.ca, and we'll send you in the right direction to be able to get that discount. So there is a discounted price if you register a team. And we actually just had another team register, a team of 20 register yesterday. So we're getting a lot of teams out there, and it's really great. Like, my thing is it's a work, like, get your workplace together. It's team bonding. And you know, in Saskatoon, some of them, they celebrate their Christmas party. That's how they have their Christmas party. They have their Christmas party in late September, and they go out and they run it, and then they go out for supper afterwards, and they're using it as like a team building experience. So
You register online. Is there a
Yeah.
minimum to raise?
is there a no, you don't
Like,
have
how
to
do you-
raise. You have a fee to pay to register.
Okay.
You have a fee
and
to
that's
pay.
lower if you have a
Yes,
team.
right,
Okay.
yes. So you have a fee to register, and that's base, and then it's a little bit lower. You get a discount if you register with a team of 4 or more. There's no minimums to raise. If you want to give an extra donation, that's available online as well. But it's really just, we really want to build that sense of community. And when you feel supported by your community, that in itself builds your mental health. Right? So what's really unique about this in particular run as well is that it's taking you outside of beautiful. Our Buttermiller Park is beautiful.
That was my next question.
Yeah, Buttermiller Park is beautiful. It really makes up the fabric of our community, but we're taking it to the streets. So it'll actually start at the Synergy Vault behind Holy Rosary High School. There'll be a big archway with Prairie Run crew. We'll be here helping with everything. It's a non-chipped event. This is not competitive. And so you'll take it out, and they'll do a 5K loop amongst the streets. So it's kind of going to be like a little mini Boston. So if you've ever like seen Boston Marathon or anything like that on TV, we're hoping that the people that live in that neighborhood will get out on their front lawns, cheer people along the way, give high fives, and really just build a sense of community.
You mentioned you had a team of 20.
We have a team of 20.
That's pretty awesome. How is registration going?
So registration is going fairly well. It's really picking up. We know that there are other runs and races and going on in the same time, and it's not always super inexpensive to register, but knowing that when you are supporting this run and this race in particular, that you are supporting mental health in our community. And when we look at the statistics, 1 in 3 people in Lloydminster suffer from mental health. And when we look at that, that means if 1 in 3 people suffer, then basically everybody is impacted, because we all know or love someone that is having or that is currently struggling, right? And Saskatchewan alone has the highest statistics of suicide in all of Canada. And so if we can do anything to bridge that gap by helping provide there's so many amazing programs that are already happening in our community that don't get government funding. So if we can help by enhancing those programs and providing funding to those organizations through Project Sunrise and what we do as a foundation, then that's a huge enhancement to healthcare by helping to bridge those gaps. So, giving everyone a chance at another sunrise, that's our goal.
So Heather is really into the Legion, of course.
Yes, for sure.
And I'm a member of the Legion as well. And she she asked me, would you take part if the Legion put a team in? Because there's nothing more important than taking care of our veterans. And so if this will benefit our veterans, she said, and how many veterans have a traumatic story, PTSD, that we could, she was like, I can't think of anything way better to help them than to do that. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. But I can't run it. So I'm glad you mentioned off the top that you don't have to run it.
No, and my parents.
It's not competitive.
Yeah, my parents are in it. They're definitely walking it. There's not 1 second that they would be running that run.
Yeah.
But because they want to support mental health, right? And so I think the Legion actually has a large team, a team of 10, I think is what you guys have. I'm not entirely sure how many people, but and that's a great topic that Heather brings up, is that it's a demographic of people that are very highly impacted by mental health. So thank you for taking the time to walk that day.
Well, that's
to
all
support.
Heather. That's all Heather and the
But,
Legion.
but still, you're going to be
Yeah.
there, you know, and each step that we take towards trying to break the stigma and trying to bring more awareness to mental health is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. What if it rains?
If it rains, yeah. If it rains,
Are we still walking outside if it rains? Okay,
absolutely.
I just wondered. I
you
just
know,
wondered.
snow or like a tornado or something beyond our.
We've had that with the MS walk.
Right.
Before.
So, but you know, it's a 5K loop. I'm not saying that that is short because for a lot of people that's a long
Yeah.
distance. But it's not a significantly large distance that if we can't bear a little bit of wind and a little bit of rain if it sprinkles. But we're hoping, you know, it's the sunrise run, really hoping for some sunshine that day.
Well, I asked because it kind of starts at the vault and Holy Rosary, right?
Yeah.
I thought, are we walking in the vault if it rains? Like, is that why it's there?
No,
Aw.
no. So, and you know, we just want to, all of our sponsors that have stepped up so far have just been extraordinary. And when we went in, there was just no hesitation to, of course, like, they know how much mental health impacts our community, right? So it's not just about helping the foundation, it's about helping your neighbor. It's about helping your loved ones.
Yeah.
Because we know that as a community, we're only as strong and healthy as the people in it,
Yeah. Agreed.
right? And that starts with our mental health.
What am I forgetting?
Go to 321gorunning.ca. That's where you can register. If you can't find that website, go to lrhf.ca. You can be redirected from there. Registration deadline, the race is on May 10th at 10 a.m. And again, right behind Holy Rosary High School, by the Synergy Vault is where it kicks off from. There's going to be music. There's going to be lots of high fives. There's going to be just a really, really exciting atmosphere. And so if you haven't registered yet, I really encourage everybody to get out there and register. So, you know, I know LPSD has a run coming up, and they have the ATV Triathlon coming up. It's a great warm-up for a lot of those kids.
Yeah.
If they're looking to, you know, have a little run or a little warm-up, what my pace might be that day, because that's more of a competitive thing, right? So register for this. It's a good family-oriented event where we want families to get out. We want workplaces to get out. We just really want the community to come together, and just remembering that it's not a competition. It's about collaboration. And I'm sure since I took this position 3 years ago, I think people have heard me say it a few too many times, but I really stand for collaboration over competition. I'm in competition with nobody, but I want to collaborate with everybody. So the more people that we can get out there and help support such an important cause in our community, I think it's the better.
Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm also looking forward to the gala. You mentioned the gala.
Yeah.
That's coming up. I'm lucky enough to be asked back again this year to host that. And what I love about that particularly is I get to wear a really nice suit from Cliff Rose for clothes. So it's I always look forward to that, dressing up and
Yeah.
doing that event. It's fantastic. So thank you for asking me to do that.
Yes,
I appreciate
we're
it.
so honored to have you, and you know, we couldn't think of anyone obviously better to fit that role than yourself. You do a great job. And again, just like Kenny said, so much for our community, Kurt, and we are so grateful for all the things you do. I think any of the major events that happen in our community, there's usually has Kurt Price's initials attached
No,
to
I
it
don't know about
somewhere.
that, but-
So we're very grateful for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And tomorrow we are going to be helping out Border City Connects. Really excited to be working with Border City Connects. And so we're at the 12-hour hockey game tomorrow. We'll be broadcasting for 12 hours on the Border City Connects YouTube page. And we hope you'll tune in. Better yet, we hope you'll come down to the Service Sports Center and see us. There's a lounge that's going to be set up, so it'll be very relaxed. You can watch from inside if you like. And these players, they each, you know, raise $500. Some of them just give $500 to Border City Connects, which is another great organization in our community. So hope to see you there tomorrow. And then we're back on Tuesday. And Tuesday, we're going to be talking about what's happening with the Synovus Hub and where they're at in building that. And I think they're ahead of schedule, actually. But we'll get all the details. Don Bowie will be joining us Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, right here at the new Lloydminster Nissan.